Hello, this is Scott Bacena, editor of telecoms.com here at MWC 2023. I'm talking to Nick from TOMIA. Nice to meet you, Nick.
Nice to meet you too.
So let's just start by asking what the main themes that you've been talking about at the show.
Yeah, so at TOMIA, what we really do is we help operators to optimize the wholesale relationships they're having with their other partners, their MNOs and their other carriers. So for us also the main topics are of course VoLTE, how do you deal with that in a global scenario of 5G SA? And then the people that are managing that business, the wholesale managers and the roaming managers, for them it's really crucial now to see how they can actually get more revenue streams going for the operators, like for example, going into the enterprise business. And then really what we are doing is seeing with them and how can we help them to optimize those revenue flows.
Okay, so you mentioned roaming managers. Perhaps you could drill down a little bit more into what the sort of business benefits of those are.
Yeah, so there are a couple of things happening, right, for those roaming managers. So one, they have all these new technologies at hand that they can use to tap into new revenue flows. We have new settlement methodologies that we at TOMIA also provide to these operators. And they, of course, have these new enterprise business that they want to go into. So, but what is important for them, they have this whole stack of technologies to be actually two things, right? They need to be extremely fast in any changes that are happening in those networks in order to maximize the revenues. And the other one is really be precise. So maybe first the last one. So if you really want to be precise, that means you really need to make sure that you no longer manage these relationships on a partner level, but you need to go to subscriber level. And subscriber level can also be in a device or something else, or an enterprise, right? So that's the first big thing that they need to do. The second thing was about reacting very quickly. So what we see, if we looked into the market, if they're really too late in reacting, for example, that there's a quality issue in one network or from their partner, that could take up to 400K a year, right, for a tier one. So immediately be able to react to those changes, that's what we try to do within TOMIA.
Okay, that's great. And then just to finish off, could you tell us a little bit more about your company, TOMIA, what it actually does to enable all this stuff you've been describing?
Yeah, so of course there are a few things, right? So at TOMIA, we of course are looking at these new technologies like VoLTE and 5G. So individually we make sure that we develop new solutions for that and make sure that we can manage 5G standalone while in a global scenario. But what we also do is we make sure that we look holistically at that. So if there is immediately a problem, a quality problem, or if you hit certain commercial parameters, how can we immediately act on that? So we implement, for example, just to give you two examples, one thing that we just launched is something that we call steering on demand. And that means if you have a lot of IoT devices or a lot of people in the network and suddenly there's a quality issue, we in one go can move them to a different network, right? Or the other one is quality-based steering, where we can actually, based on the quality and the quality drop, we can actually see and we can actually already start moving people to another network. Or last one, recommendations. So what we see happening in the market is that, you agree with your partner and suddenly I want to do 100,000 extra megabytes for you. If those commitments are met and you reach those commitments, you immediately want to take an action and send them somewhere else. So, taking all of this from negotiating agreement to executing that in real time, and to make sure that you tackle that and settle that between partners, that's what we do at TOMIA.
Brilliant, thank you very much.
You're welcome.